Call no man father. It is in the Bible. Jesus did say that. It's in the Bible. By the way, before we get started, Pope Francis wants to say hello to you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You'll get notified whenever I make videos. When you do the notification or the subscription, there'll be a bell that shows. Hit that bell, and every time I release a video, you'll be notified of it. And don't forget to share it with your friends. Call no man father. Like I said, it's in there. This is going to be a short video. I had made one quite a bit longer, actually, but I didn't like it. I'm scrapping it. I'm starting over. Call no man father. Jesus said it. It's in the book of Matthew. I think it's one of the other books too, maybe Mark. Something else he said. Don't let your eye offend you or pluck it out. If your hand offends you, cut it off. There are some things Jesus said that are hyperbole. Call no man father isn't one of them, though. It's not hyperbole. You got to read something in context to what it says, what's going around or what's going on, and figure out what he's talking about from there. So is this a blanket prohibition against calling someone father? Can't call my dad dad? I mean, that is what the word means. Dad, father, papa. It's not that. Also, in that same verse, it says, call no man teacher, call no man master. I've never heard anybody get upset about calling someone a teacher. Never. Master. Now, that's not a language we use anymore. Well, actually, we kind of do. Anytime you call someone mister, you're calling them master. It's the same word, just a little bit softened down a little bit, but it is the same word. So what's going on here? Let's look at Ephesians. Well, I'm not going to look at it. You're not going to look at it. I'm just going to talk about it. In Ephesians 4, I think it is 11, Paul is talking to the church in the Ephesians. And he says there are 5 offices of ministry, and one of them is teacher. I don't know. Maybe Paul didn't know that Jesus said, call no man teacher. I don't know. And then also Paul refers to Titus and Timothy as his sons in the faith. The inference being he's the father in the faith. And so, yeah, when we call our priest father, or bishops father, or pope father, all we're saying is they are our father in the faith. So what did Jesus mean? You got to look at the context, like I said. When he was giving that discussion, there were a lot of people there. There was a crowd. There was the Sadducees, the scribes, the Pharisees, and the disciples. Leading up to this, he had said, look at the Pharisees. Don't do what they do, but do what they say, because they're right in what they say. But don't do what they do. They like high honors and wear their robes long. And their phylacteries, which is something they were, that's supposed to contain the Word of God in it, certain verses, they wear them big. They're grand. He said, don't follow that. Be humble. So he was using the scribes and the Pharisees as an example of what not to be in your heart. Now, I know there are preachers around the world of all different faiths, including the Catholic faith, who love the titles and love the robes and all that stuff. And it depends where the heart is on this. If they are wearing it to be seen, then they're wrong. And there are some that do that. I'm not saying they don't. But there are some that wear it just because it's required. It was a bishop, I think, that said when they were trying to pick the last pope, maybe the pope before then, that any bishop who aspires to be pope has already disqualified himself. He's supposed to be a humble man. Pope Francis is said to be a humble man. He doesn't wear the robes that normally he's supposed to be wearing, and nor does he sleep where the Pope is supposed to be sleeping. His apartment is not big and grand. He chose a smaller place. When he was bishop in Argentina, I think it was, he rode the bus. He rode mass transit. He could have ridden a car. See, this is the hallmark of a pope. Now, we can talk about his leadership. And some of us do not like the Pope's leadership. But this ain't about that. This ain't about that. So call no man father. It's okay. We call our priest father. You call your dad father. I call my teacher. You call your Sunday school teacher. We call people mister. Again, read it in context to what it says. And by the way, pluck your eye out. Don't do that. Just do what it takes to avoid that. Y'all have a blessed day.